Okay, again, out in the field, recognize the contractor can ask for RFIs, request for information. It's just general inquiries they may have a question on. Key there is if they ask for a lot, depending on how you have set up, you may want to establish that they can only ask for so many or every week when they submit it, that they prioritize in the manner they want you to respond. Otherwise, they're going to tell you everyone's priority one and they want to answer now. That will totally bury your internal review, so be careful with that. Non-compliance reports, very similar to the RFIs. Again, what are they definition? Who's responsible? Again, with NCRs, just figure out what your current process is and see if you want to set up any internal milestones to the point where you may actually want to have incentive disincentives for some items like opening an interchange if they get this product done quicker. Okay, tracking DBEs, not knowing what your DBEs will be for this project. Just something to keep in mind, as I mentioned a few slides earlier, some of the states are going with their resource loaded schedule. Have the contractor also submit a list of their sub-DBEs, the subs and DBEs related to their schedule to help track the DBEs, so you don't wait till it actually gets out in construction and or the last, say, quarter of the project and they're running way behind on DBE, so you get into that argument. But keep a constant flow of DBE information so you keep that sort of help keep them on track to meet your DBE requirements. Okay, change orders. That's something that for the division and the state would be if it's a PODI, there probably will be more involvement to some level. That's something that Pam and her staff will help work out as far as those details. But again, depending on what that is, it may be something you want to maybe actually spell out to some level in the RFQ, RFP, so the contractor can plan accordingly in their schedule and for processes and action on items. And we have for the TDOT, I understand there's a change order category 1 through 4 goes through LEA. And notice that a cost analysis is also required, including with time for that review by change orders, as well as those that go through LEA. And then for project closeout, sounds like you guys got a pretty good process. Just ideally recognize one of the terms used nationally is for a project, there's substantial completion. Contractors like to hit that date so that time stops them getting charged. However, recognize, depending on what your criteria is, if you stop potentially charging liquidated damages, where's the motivation for the contractor to finish up and finish out the punch list? So try to balance that out so you do it within reason and give yourself, don't give up your leverage to keep the contractor motivated too quick. Okay, change orders, just pointing out again for federal highways viewpoint, any changes that alter termini, character, scope of work, or change orders. I'm sure you guys have your own definitions. For progress payments, trying to emphasize again when you pay, measure, bean count, that always try to line it up with product that you're paying for, which could be rebar, concrete with design build. It's not per items per se, it's usually a X percentage that's negotiated. So you may want to discuss that more in the field as far as what that payment means, because if and when a contractor walks on you, how do you know how much you've paid for and to what level? Worst case, what's the surety going to be left to help recover from? If you do it without those kind of details and quantities, you've got a major administrative headache, so keep that in mind. Okay, dollars in construction, just wanted to point out, statistically, there's 80% of dollars are spent in construction, 50% of materials. So the question there is, for your construction inspections, to what level do you need to provide oversight? That's, again, a decision that the division would coordinate with TDOT headquarters and to what level of the program involvement is needed. And the reason I ask that as far as the need for testing, because some people feel the testing may not be needed, well, actually can affect the design life of a project and/or product. And this slide helps point out that materials testing costs are small, yet critically impacts the quality of the whole project. And this slide I showed before as far as failure, it helps emphasize that side. So we always need to have some level of quality and some level of follow-up. Okay, so project closeout. We have the goal, which is the first bullet, constructed in with the PS&E, and then we have a variety of items that you may want to include in your current closeout listing. A couple more slides. ACM library that I mentioned to you has a lot of information on design build, CMGC, ATCs. It's been up for 4 years, so if you want to see samples of state legislation, RFP, RFQs, reports on ATC, CMGC, design build, other states, links to other states' manuals, a lot of it's there. If some's not there that you'd like, please let me know. This is the slide for my team related to alternative contracting methods. Hopefully you've already gone to the library a few times. This is a site for a couple of those videos I showed you. It's just a sample of the type of videos that are out there. Notice it's environmental, project administration, contract administration, a lot of good stuff.